Welcome back to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel, where today I will be previewing the Monomoy Girl Stakes at Ellis Park this Saturday, June 17th. We have 6 3-year-old fillies going a mile on the dirt track. To start off, we have the number 1 with Wet Paint, who is your 6-5 favorite. Last time we saw her was the Kentucky Oaks, where she ended up getting 4th after being the strong favorite. She was never able to catch up to the front runners. She likes to come off the pace and close. Another thing that this race is a bit shorter for her, so she hasn't ran this distance since Turfway Park back in December, so she's going to have to be conscious of the front runners not to get too far back of them, because she's not going to have as much room in the stretch to make her move. Now, she's been working out pretty decent at Churchill Downs the past couple weeks. Even though it's closed for racing, still not sure what they're trying to accomplish, having the horses work out and train there and run on the surface, but feel the need to move this entire meet to Ellis Park. Whatever, Churchill Downs. But the next horse is Flamin', who is 4-9 lifetime, which is a pretty decent record. However, those wins came from Hawthorne and Indiana. Every time this horse is thrown into any kind of stakes action, she does terrible. I'm also going to mention that she was claimed for $7,500 at Keeneland in April. So with that said, I'm just going to pass altogether. Never Tell Patty is the number 3 horse here for Eric Reed, and in case you missed it, he is the infamous trainer who trained your 2022 Kentucky Derby winner, Rich Strike, but he has then switched to Barnes because he's not that great. Horse is 1 for 3, winning most recently at Churchill in a maiden special weight and getting a 77 buyer, which may not seem great, but half of this field isn't that great. From her 1 win, it looks like she likes to stalk the pace, which may not be a terrible thing with this pace setup. The number 4 is Who's Your Filly, who Tom Amoss was confident would win the Kentucky Oaks and never even qualified for. I'm just kidding. I don't think he ever said that, but there was so much hype around this horse when she was a 2-year-old. And then when she grew up, she got worse and couldn't win a race at the fairgrounds. Now, I will say her Black Eyed Susan Stakes was a huge step up for her. She got back into the mid-80 buyers, and it ended up getting 2nd place. I'm not sure if she likes distance races, so going back to a shorter distance may benefit her, especially with her running style. She has a ton of early speed, and I think in this race, she's going to want to be in the front and stay there. The number 5 is Champagne Calling for Ian Wilkes. She is 2 for 4 lifetime. I think Ian was toying with the idea of putting her in the Oaks by putting her in the Sun Coast Stakes, but she did terrible. She was bumped. She didn't have a good trip. He also brought her back on Oaks Day in an optional claimer where she won. It has looked like she has matured in her 3 months off, so a break looks like it was much needed. I think if she gets a decent trip, she could be very intriguing in here. The last horse in here is Sabre Tough for Dallas Stewart, who has only won 1 race out of 7, and that was her very first race last year. Now, he has been putting her in stakes company since then, so obviously he had some high hopes for her. He put her in 3 back-to-back G1s where she was game. She didn't win, but she also didn't embarrass herself. She took 6 months off, came back in the 8 bells. She didn't look that great. Now, this was her first race back, so maybe she'll be more primed and ready for this race. So with all of that said, I'm going to go with the horse here that is the speed horse and has some back class. Now, back in early spring, you know that I faded this horse like denim jeans in the 90s, but I think that she has grown up. I think that this race isn't that great. It's not packed too full, and this is her actual race to win, and if she loses, then I think Tom should just let her retire. Just kidding. But seriously, I don't think that she loses this race unless somehow the pace is really slow and they just let Wet Paint win. Now underneath, you all know that I'm not picking the 2nd favorite, so in an exacta box, I'm going to play the 2 outside horses with Champagne Calling and Sabre Tough, because these horses, like I said, aren't the greatest, but they are the next to win in my opinion. If you want to win a trifecta, if you want to play a trifecta box, then just add in Wet Paint because you have to use her defensively, but she's also going to be the 1-5 favorite here at Ellis Park. Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel, where we have all things sports and horse racing. Make sure you like this video, comment below who you think is going to win the Monomoy Girl Stakes, and until next week, good luck.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track. Summer's here, our picks are heating up. We want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel right now. Click the notification bell. You don't want to miss a single one of our awesome videos. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.